Professionals in my car. I'm your host, Oscar Montenegro. Today I have Brian Smoller, broadcaster and director of video services at K-State Athletics. Brian, thanks for getting in the hot seat, man.
No problem.
How are you this morning?
I'm good. It feels weird to be on this side of the interview process as opposed to the other side of directing.
You're usually the one asking the questions, right? So let's get right into it. Brian, tell us what you specialize in.
So at K-State Athletics, I specialize in broadcasting for our respective teams, like K-State women's basketball, notably, but for radio play-by-play and TV play-by-play, but then do TV play-by-play and broadcasting for video, for volleyball, for baseball, men's basketball, fill in here and there, and we do some pregame show work for football, as well as other duties and shows that we have for other sports. And then we have a team of 4 or 5 full-time individuals and up to 40 or 50 student workers that comprise our video board crew and also our live event production crew.
So there's a lot there.
There is a lot there.
And so how do you set yourself apart from a leadership standpoint in this industry? Meaning, from a competition standpoint.
It's hard because a lot of the time, it's interesting. We just had this conversation this week in the office about awards and seeking out awards in the industry versus continuing to spend that money elsewhere. Because money, the little terrible secret that's out there, when you try and get awards in your company, sometimes, at least in our industry, it costs money to then pay for submissions, and it's sometimes pretty steep.
Sure.
So the idea is, can you save that money and spend it on other things that are perhaps better than awards? At the end of the day, I think it comes down to, are you serving yourself? Are you looking to get accolades and fame, as opposed to doing the job the best of your abilities and be able to provide a service, which in our case is to the student athletes and the coaches, and provide them tools to be able to be successful, not only in life, but also in their athletic endeavors. The easiest way for me to do that is to stay grounded in God. That's just the way I do it. Different people have different ways,
sure,
but
yeah.
For me, it's prayer. It's continually getting into His Word and learning from the other leadership studies and lessons from the Bible of guys like Nehemiah and Joshua and others and Moses, and how they went through their processes of imperfect people finding
Sure.
a way to lead.
Yeah, great stuff. You mentioned the array of folks that you work with or you're having to coordinate different things with. What does it take to be a leader of people in this business? And meaning, how do you get them to execute on these common goals that you're talking about?
You know, it was something that's been learned over a lifetime, at least for me. I got put into a leadership position rather young in my career, and there were a lot of mistakes made on the way to get to this point, and certainly not a finished product, and still learning every day. I think that's the biggest thing is, one, not think that you have all the answers.
Sure.
As a leader. One, trust your staff, and be able to identify that there's some times where they're going to offer up opinions that are better than yours, and to think that unilaterally, because you're in charge, therefore you can just make decisions without any sort of advice or consultation, be it with a friend or an advisor or someone that you know has wisdom that can provide an objective point of view, or for me, taking it to God as a prayer decision before anything is done.
Sure.
That's the only way to do it. What
does it take to be in your spot? How do we create other leaders in your industry, in your position?
I think it's a tough one, because everyone has a different path, especially on the sportscasting side. When I meet with students a lot who say, hey, I see this person on TV, or I hear this person on ESPN or on radio. I want to do that. I want to talk sports. And it's a great job, don't get me wrong. But the idea of that you can walk in and just do it the next day, it's more difficult than that. And the other part of it is, like we're talking about, you right on the gate, you try and tell people, hey, if you're in it for fame and for publicity, it's not going to work. You can't be that goal. It's not about money. It's not about fame. However, if you have an interest in it and a desire to work hard, then you can get there. And one of the biggest things we tell people is, you just got to put in the time, put in the effort, listen to those that have been down the road before, and see how you can get to that position and take advantage of the opportunities that are presented to you.
And lastly, what kind of advice, or what can people do starting tomorrow or even today, to get on the path of effective leadership, whether that be individually or leading others?
The funny thing about being a leader, at least in my opinion, is that if you set yourself out to be a leader, you're going to inevitably fail, because again, you're trying to shoot for something that is a big picture item that you may not have the full idea of what it takes. I have found the best leaders, at least in our industry and in our profession, are the ones that don't consider themselves to be leaders. If you ask them, they don't come across to you as a leader. They come across as a partner, as someone that, yes, they are in charge, tasked by whatever administration that you're in, but they are interested in everyone's opinion. They're interested in the balance between work and family and home and life. Outside of the workplace, they're interested in you as a person. They're also interested in varied opinions and those sorts of things. So my advice would be, try and work on something tomorrow, is to try and work on all those qualities, right? Make yourself a better person and work on you, and then work on being involved in the lives of others and how you can be a good teammate, so to speak, in the general direction and push of your business, respectively, as it is.
Brian, it's been awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem. Enjoyed it.
We'll see you soon.
All right, man.
Take care.